Welcome, everyone. Today I have Claudia Comtois. Is that how you pronounce it?
Comtois. Yes, it's French.
Comtois. She is a business spiritual coach using the laws of the universe and the ancient practice of energy alchemy to help her clients bridge the gap between their current reality and their highest goal. I am so excited to have you, Claudia. I would love for you to tell us a little bit more about how you even got into the business that you're in right now.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me on, Nikki. I'm so excited. It has been a journey, I would say, just like everybody's spiritual journeys. And I don't want to get into the nitty gritty, but it always starts with a spiritual awakening where things crumble down to be reconstructed. And so for me, it was just a process of I was getting out of a career. I tried to do business on my own for a little bit. It wasn't successful. Then I ended up going back to my parents' place and rebuilding my life, if you want. And then in the process of deconstructing, this is where I started to meet people and I started to go to events, listen to books, audios, podcasts, and I got inspired. And I have a background in network marketing too. So I was connected with the world of coaching and personal development, and I was immersed in it to a point where I didn't know myself what I wanted to teach or what I wanted to help people with. So I've always been a spiritual person. I mean, as far as I can remember, my mom always had tarot cards and doing readings and stuff like that. So it was always in my environment. Um, I would ask for crystals at 3 years old and just pick up rocks on the side of the roads and have dreams. And I would know when somebody was pregnant or somebody would die and things like that. So it was always in my energy and always in my space, if you want. But what really triggered it is at the beginning of this year, we experienced one of the biggest crises in the world to this day, for those of us who are alive now. And I found myself having 3 hours more in a day because I didn't have to go back and forth from work. I was doing remote work most of the time. And, I'm somebody who's an overachiever. So when I got time on my hands, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I didn't want to just sit and watch Netflix all day. I wanted to dive deep into the parts of myself that I didn't know. And we were having a quick conversation, you and I, before we started recording. And we were talking about how sometimes in life we are conditioned by our environment, by our families, by everything to be a certain person, to act a certain way, to do certain things. And I was faced with my own self in the beginning of the year, after a horrible separation, and it triggered my sense of self to understand, okay, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Who am I? What do I want to take a stand for? And because of that, I started to read more books and I started to listen to more podcasts and do the things. And I had a friend one day who said, "Hey, can you pull cards for me?" And I said, "Of course." And so I started like this during the pandemic in February 2020. And afterwards, I started to have more friends ask me for it. And then people I didn't know started to ask me to pull cards for them. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to ask you for a donation because I don't really know you, energy exchange. And so they started to give me donations. And then I had more people ask me for it. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe I could set a price. And I went up and up and up and up in price, and it led me to creating a page which reached 15,000 followers in a matter of months, and then an email list, and then programs. And now I run a program. It's going to be the third time in 2021 that is called Awaken Your Inner Goddess. And because I've created so much content and done live videos and coached people, and I also did my Reiki practitioner level 1 and 2, and I'm in the process as we are recording of doing my master's. Um, I just was immersed in the world of spirituality, and with all of these people interacting every day on the page, having conversations, it just naturally led me to doing spiritual coaching. And the point that I added was my background in business, because I started my own endeavors and had real estate investments and things like that, and was immersed in the world through my family and people I know and everything. Um, Also did my bachelor's in business administration. And so that led me to discovering also my business side. Um, and as I built this business live on Facebook, as everyone could see the step by step and the evolution, which is my page is called Spiritually Inclined, for those of you who want to see. um it just led me to match the two parts of ourselves, because I do believe that the process of building a business is a spiritual process, because you overcome your own conditioning, your own beliefs, your own vision, and you build your business as you are building yourself. And so I decided to merge the two and call myself a spiritual business coach, because I use spiritual tools to help people in their entrepreneur journey. So I said I was gonna not go into the nitty gritty, but that was pretty exhaustive.
I absolutely love that because a lot of times, and this is like the biggest message I want to put out there, a lot of times we hold ourselves back and we are stuck in this conditioned belief that, you know what, we're not good enough and success is supposed to look a certain way. And for sure, I've seen that so many times as a high achiever, as an Asian woman, as an immigrant woman. It's like there
Yes.
there's this pressure to perform, there's this pressure and expectation to look and do and be a certain way, and we are so conditioned. But hearing your story of how letting that go and being more connected to who you are, and now letting abundance come to you, which is the biggest thing. Like when you are okay with who you are and you know that you can serve, that's when abundance comes.
Yes.
I'm curious about your program, like reconnecting to that inner goddess. What exactly is that, and what do you mean by that?
So I love everything that you just said. And I can relate to so much of what you're saying, overachieving and being immigrant and all the things. I'm a second generation immigrant. So my mom actually is the one who immigrated to Canada, Montreal. And I think it comes with certain expectations, conditioning that you can apply to your life. And as you are conditioned, and you said a word, and I want to use that word because it was so powerful before we had record. You said is the process of deconditioning in order to recondition yourself. And awaken your inner goddess is a process. The process is exactly that. We start off the program, it's a 6 weeks program to help women reconnect with their inner selves. Basically, I'm not here to teach women how to be a certain way. I'm simply the guide to remind them of their powerful goddess selves. And so, through a process of 6 weeks of deconditioning, that we start with like a burning ceremony and getting rid of everything that we don't want. And then we move into building a vision board, and a vision for our life. And then we anchor that through different exercises and questionings and coaching. And it's anchored to the point where when they get out of the course, now they have all the tools to go in the world and use their power, instead of using me as a safety um floater, or safety, I don't know how to call that, safety wheel, or a savior. I don't want to be anybody's savior. I want to be the person that helps them remember who they are. And because we live in a society that is so fast paced, every single day it's like, oh, now it's this, now it's that, okay, now it's Bitcoin, now it's crypto, now, oh, we should get into this new thing, oh no, it's not Instagram, it's TikTok. I feel like we get easily astray from our own goals instead of society's goals. And when you have a group of women that all want to reconnect to themselves at the same time, and maybe your friends are not in this, maybe your family's not in this, and you're just like, where are the people who want to be the best version of themselves? These women are in this class, this master class of 6 weeks that we're going through, and I'm sure there's many other classes out there. But when you surround yourself with powerful women, especially you know, Nikki, running this whole program for this beautiful January 13th day, you are merging women into an environment where they're immersed with so much content, knowledge, and beautiful information that we were not given to when we came about in this world. We were told certain things, but now we get to decide, instead of just taking and applying and conforming to somebody else ideal version of who we should be. Now we get to construct that for ourselves. And whether it's through a day like this, a powerful transformational day like the day you're creating here, or whether it's through a course of 6 weeks, I do believe that every single woman should take the time to go on their own, I would say, eat, pray, love journey, to rediscover themselves. And that is a journey that is, I would say, continuous. So yes, for example, me, it's 6 weeks, you, it's this whole beautiful day and possibly more days to come. But it's really a life journey. Every single day you learn more, and your version of who you should be today is not going to be the same tomorrow, a week from now, a year from now. So you're continuously growing into knowing yourself again and again and again. And it's beautiful. So conforming to standards that are static, while we know that the only constant in life is change, can really hinder your vision of who you should be, because you're not a static person. You're multi-dimensional, and you are in progress, on ongoing change. So yeah.
I love that. I love that so, so much because oftentimes we get stuck in this, only when I become perfect do I take action. Only when certain things happen do I take action. But
Yeah.
we have to understand empowerment comes from first taking action and figuring out along the way, because that message, that version of who you are always changes. And I see this in myself, and it's something that I still work on. And I speak to so many women who are in this industry, and they said, you know what? It is a constant process. It is
Yeah.
reevaluating your beliefs and then adopting new ones,
Mhm.
or getting rid of old ones and recreating. And this is the beautiful part. It's all a part of creation. And I love that. I love that you shared this message with us. In regards to like your own blocks, can you share some personal blocks that you've overcome and you went through, and some of the processes you went
Yes.
through?
I have been through so many, and I believe that the best coaches are the ones who have been through it, because they know, they have been through the tunnel, and they have been through it. So I don't even know which one to start with. I could say, for example, I focus more on business, but I would say on the relationship side, um, I do believe that relationships are spiritual awakenings as well, because they show you, they mirror parts of yourselves that you might not have known that were there. And so I'm going to give you a very recent example of something that has been happening, because it's just so flagrant. And so for example, especially if you're leader women, like an alpha woman, like you go after what you want, you're the wolf mentality, like you provide for yourself, you're a strong woman, you go after it. And not to say that there's a better type of woman or not, but just if you resonate with the alpha, I would say, label, then if you meet an alpha man, you cannot be alpha with them or against them, I would say, because what you learn, and is something that I learned pretty recently, is that they will see you as a threat. They will see you as another man, like something to go against. So this is why understanding oh, okay, I am a woman, but I'm also alpha, but I also like alpha men, then I have to really pay attention to when I'm stepping into my masculine energy versus when I'm stepping in my feminine. And if I am attracted to somebody who's very masculine, I cannot go about it with my masculine energy because it's going to butt heads, you know? So it's also the process of moving through your own energy, which you have a masculine and a feminine energy, and everybody has it. Men, women, trans, bi, whatever you want to call yourself. Um, and understanding when in life you want to step into your masculine, when you want to step in your feminine. And it's a dance, you know, they call it the ebbs and flows, kind of like waves. That is a very big lesson that I'm still ongoing. Now I use the relationship because I know a lot of people will be able to resonate to that. But even in business, when is it time for you to step into your masculine energy? And when is it time for you to step into your feminine energy? And the reason why that is so important is because a lot of coaches out there will say, you know, they'll prone the strategy, the tools, the funnels. That is like the masculine, like the do, the what, the sales, the going after it. And then you have a lot of coaches who will go after the feminine side, which is you have to visualize, you have to pray, you have to embody the energy of your business. And that is beautiful, but you have to understand that we are multifaceted and we are both masculine and feminine. And so understanding, okay, now I have to make sales, so I have to go into my masculine energy to go and get the clients, but I also want to use my feminine energy to attract them. Now when you're using both energies, you're in symbiosis with your own self. And this is when you can create, I would say, quantum leaps in your life, is using those both energies, not just being like, I'm going to sit on the couch all day and I'm going to pray about it and somebody's going to drop in my inbox and ask for my mentorship. You know what I mean? I've done that, and that's why I'm laughing with you. But I've done that and I know that it doesn't work. And if you're just into building websites and funnels and things like that, then it's like, okay, but are you actually attracting the people you want, or are you attracting just anybody? And now you get tired because feminine energy needs to be refueled as well. You need to allow play into your business. So I'm in the launch mode. Okay, so understanding when it's time to go create the content, but when is it time also to let go and understand that your goals are being attracted to you and you've done enough, and you have to step into that energy of receiving now, and not just doing and like posting for posting, or creating to create, because that has no meaning. You know, you can create the same exact copy as somebody else's website and use the same words, the same font, the same pictures, and your website is not going to work and their website is going to work. But why is that? That is because you're using masculine energy and you're forgetting the feminine component, which is attraction, which is, instead of just creating a post because I have to post something because someone told me that I have to post every day at this time, then understanding what is the energy that I want to portray inside of my post before starting to type the first word. And this is when you see things go viral and you're like, I don't understand why this post is going viral. It's because you haven't seen the energetics behind it. So that's the magic component as well. And I mean, we could go into so much. We could go into like integrating magic in your business, like using sigils, which is little symbols that have energetical codes in it that you put on your website and that mirror certain energy. There's so many beautiful things you can do, mirroring energy and, you know, concrete doing. So it's exciting.
This is exciting. And every time, I'm also the one that kept doing. I'm the person that keeps doing all the
Yeah.
time. And then there's this part of every human being that we want to be certain. Like we desire certainty and we want to know, hey, if I invest money into a business program or if I invest money into a gym membership, that I'm going to be and look successful and beautiful at the end of the tunnel, right? But there's
Yeah.
other aspects of like, you have to be aligned with yourself. You have to be aligned with the vision. It's not just like throwing investments at random things and
Yeah.
hoping that it will
Yeah.
give you the outcome that you're seeking. So I love the
Mm.
message of combining both masculine and feminine energy, because I do. I'm laughing because I do find myself in those situations. Like I create
Yeah.
things and I just sit there and I'm like, well, let's just pray that something comes to me, right?
Yeah.
And then
That's
there's
the
all the
thing.
and there's also the aspects of constantly doing to feel validated, constantly doing because I feel like, oh my God, I need to constantly push out things
Yeah.
to attract to me. And I find
Yeah.
that in relationships, I find that in day-to-day
Mm.
life, like for example, procrastinating on the
Yeah.
tasks that I have to do and prioritizing other things that are maybe not as important just to feel a sense of accomplishment. And oh
Yes.
my goodness, so I connect to that message, and I know so many people connect to that message. Now, for
Yeah.
you, Claudia, like, can you give us some tips and tricks on how to get started to find alignment in our lives?
It starts with um, spending time without distraction. So some people call it meditation. Some people call it being in the present moment. Um, and I already feel people eye rolling, like, okay, I know I have to meditate. This is like the third talk I've heard about it. I know, trust me, I wish there was another way, but meditation is not necessarily you sitting in a corner, looking at your wall for 20 minutes and not having a single thought. Meditation is in the daily. You meditate when you're in the present. This is when you notice, because if you go in the past, you get regrets, you get melancholy. If you go in the future, you get anxiety, because now it's like expectation, da, 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 all of these things. But if you're in the present, then nothing really happens. You know what I mean? Like you're just here. This is just about that. Like I'm just eating these eggs in the morning. Like every single, if you can put yourself in a state of being present and understand that there's no past and no future, and that's something we cover in the course. But you can find that online as well. But understanding that everything happens now, understanding that every decision matters, understanding that you are always in the perfect timing. There's no, there's no real time. There's only like timing, universal timing. um that'll take away all of the other negative so-called emotions that we have, which is expectation, which is I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that, and then you get busy, or you get stressed out, and then when you have a long list of things to do, you don't want to do anything, then you procrastinate because of the expectation of the list that you have to do, because you think that you have to be busy to be successful. So all of that is because people are not in the present. So if you can just be in the present, and for example, if you eat at the table, um, leave your phone. Just eat the food. Just taste. Is it salty? Is it sweet? Is it crunchy? Is it spicy? Just that. And using that awareness to be in your daily, you will start to understand what you like. You will start to understand what sets your soul on fire, what gives you the excitement of life, what you dislike, what you want to take into the next year with yourself, what you want to leave behind, because you are present. This is meditation. Meditation is I'm sitting on this couch, I'm feeling the texture, the air is warm, not too cool, I'm feeling good, I smell the perfume. This is meditation. Meditation is not just sitting in silence. So when people can live into that energy, that is the most powerful thing you can do. And using the power of gratitude, because life loves to give you more of what you like. And they only understand through, like, your subconscious mind only understands through emotions and through images. And so checking what emotions are the most recurring in your head, and what images are you putting in your mind on a daily basis. If you're always scrolling on Instagram looking at people and then you feel bad about your body, that's an image you keep putting in yourself that creates an emotion, because emotion is energy in motion. So being present and being aware of what images you put in your mind and what emotions are recurring, and using gratitude. That would be my 4 tips.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I know you
You're
have a
welcome.
freebie for the audience who is on this journey to finding alignment, finding abundance, attracting that. Can you share with us what you have for us?
Yes, it's so exciting. And it is a resource that I have shared before and I will keep sharing, because, especially when you are launching this beautiful day, I just feel like it's the perfect time to use this tool, because we're in the beginning of the new year. We're in the beginning of what are we going to do with 2021. It's exciting. It's full of possibilities. And so what I have for you is a mind reprogramming visualization. It's a short 30-minute audio you can listen. Please don't listen while driving. But you can listen to, and it's just helping you visualize the best day of your life. And that will put you in the present moment of that day. And you will soon start to realize, hey, I want to spend my day with these people. I want to be eating this in the morning. I want to be feeling like this. I want to be looking at myself like this in the mirror. I want to be having a business that looks like XYZ, that gives me time, leisure, that gives me flexibility. And you really put yourself in that moment, in that present of, okay, I get to dream again. And if this is the ideal day that I want to live in my life, what do I have to do now in order to be able to achieve this day over and over and over again during the new year?
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And for
Thank
everybody
you.
watching, please take advantage. This is, oh my goodness, Claudia, I am blown away. Thank you so much for sharing this amazing message with us, being with us here, and wishing your mom a very happy birthday on January
Yay!
13th.
Powerful women, definitely role model. I'm so happy.
Powerful women coming together and sharing this message, because everybody who's listening, you are powerful women tapping into that power within you and creating the life of your dreams. So go out there and kick it today. And thank you so much, Claudia, for being here. To everyone else that's watching, I will see you on the next episode.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, everyone.